and of the value I mentioned, for he had rubbed the stubs upon a certain stone, which I knew to be a touchstone, by an experiment that I had made of it. To conclude, by the prints which his shoes had left of some flint stones of another nature, I concluded his shoes were silver, and of 11 pennyweight fineness, as I before mentioned. The whole bench of judges stood astonished at the profundity of Zadig's nice discernment. The news was soon carried to the King and the Queen. Zadig was not only the whole subject of the court's conversation, but his name was mentioned with the utmost veneration in the King's chambers, and his privy council. And notwithstanding several of their magi declared he ought to be burnt for a sorcerer, yet the King thought proper that the fine he had deposited in court should be peremptorily restored. The clerk of the court, the tipstaffs, and other petty officers waited on him in their proper habit, in order to refund the 400 ounces of gold, pursuant to the King's express order, modestly reserving only 390 ounces, part thereof, to defray the fees of the court. And the domestics swarmed about him likewise, in hopes of some small consideration. Zadig, upon winding up of the bottom, was fully convinced that it was very dangerous to be over-wise, and was determined to set a watch before the door of his lips for the future. An opportunity soon offered for the trial of his resolution. A prisoner of state had just made his escape, and passed under the window of Zadig's house. Zadig was examined thereupon, but was absolutely dumb. However, as it was plainly proved upon him that he did look out of the window at the same time, he was sentenced to pay 500 ounces of gold for the misdemeanor, and moreover was obliged to thank the court for their indulgence, a compliment which the magistrates of Babylon expect to be paid them. "Good God!" said he to himself, "have I not substantial reason to complain, that my impropitious stars should direct me to walk by a wood side, where the Queen's bitch and the King's palfrey should happen to pass by? How dangerous is it to pop one's head out of one's window, and, in a word, how difficult is it for a man to be happy on this side the grave?" Chapter 3